So, a couple of points that we made then to reiterate, then you can create the tables using the create to table statement. You specify the name and the column specifications for the columns that are in that tables. You can modify a table definition using the auto table statement. You use that add or remove columns constraint keys that the key type of the thing, and we can remove the table by using a drop table statement, and I just remove that the table from database. So now if there is data in a table and drop the table, what happened to the data? You lose the data. Yeah, we drop the data. We have been really careful about dropping today's exactly careful with that. Is there no under SQL server? Not for dropping tables. No, you guess you would have to restore from backup, which is usually the answer to the particular pool. All right, so we are talking about a little bit about the creating the tables. Then let's turn out attention once we have got this table, and then obviously need to get some data into them. So let's certainly look at the, all right, sure, okay. We will go back to our idea of working with data and the tables, and we'll go back to our SQL language that we use for doing this. So here's my table. Now, earlier on, I put some sort of is a follow sign of always in there, just so really sure what type of data when in them in the really. If I created the table, it's empty. There is nothing in the table. So if I want to insert some data into the, you'll be amazing to learn that the there insert command, that there is insert command. So we actually do insert into table, and I can insert the value in that table. Here we are just simply specifying that we are inserting these values, and we are just using the location in the values clause there to correct it, correlated with the position of the column in the table. Notice I haven't specified anything for brand IT number. That I was the identity column, so that's going to all the number exactly. So that's when it's identity column. That's kind of the exception to the rule. You don't have to specify value for that for the other column. So we have specified the name column, the price column, and the supply column, and we have given those values. We have inserted to widget $20.99 into the order of those value matter. It's really because that they are corrected, and to the because we haven't specified all the which columns we're entering into, it has to go with the other order that the columns are in the table. What we can do is specify that explicitly which columns were intended to, in which gives me doing any order. We like, would you say the inserting into the name the supplier's column. These values maybe happen to be in the same order, but they don't have to be in this case. And if you let out any columns names from the uncertain list, what happens will that's the where it gets interesting. You might number, we had the idea of our price there that support to news in our supplier that had a default value. So in this case, we have just inserting into the and specify anything a product ID because there's an identity. I haven't specified anything for a price and I haven't specified anything for supplier. So we insert the name, nickname, but then in our price column, we get nodes because that code then allows news. Nouns we haven't nouns haven't specified anything else to go in there's or suppliers column. It doesn't allow the node, but it does have a default value. In get in the default value of one in there, so the value if there is a default you get the default, if not and it support news we get the node doesn't support node news we get the error at that point. So if you do something like insert into product, in this case, I am explicitly say root and the default. I can do it that way as well. If I knew I want to insert news and default, but I do something like insert into product, something like that, I want a database data types, not right. I have. I said I wanted to this thing to be free, and I was inserted that at the string. Then I get is sure it's a wrong date type. We need a zero. There instead of the word free exactly, and this time of inserted zero there, but I have specified null for the supplier, and the supplier doesn't support the new value. So if I get error and not instance as well, and that seems to make sense because we need to know what the relationship is a supplier table for that law, so we can't just leave it out exactly. We need to know who that supplier is, that so we can use these constraint that we place upon the columns in the table to enforce some sort of the integrity, just to prevent us for doing the thing like inserting products that don't have suppliers.